Hey, good evening. The time now is 7:50 p.m. and we are joining you right now with breaking news. That breaking news out of New York City in Trump's civil fraud case. What we are learning right now at this hour, within the last 30 minutes, really, Trump posting a bond for $175 million in order to. This is the charges that he was facing for civil fraud. I'm going to break down what everyone's saying, what the reaction is, if Trump says anything on exactly what is going on here right now. I'm reading the AP story here. And it says here that a New York appellate court had given the former president 10 days to put up the money after a panel of judges had agreed last month to slash that money. And I do remember that was obviously last month. It was in March, but I think it was 450 plus $1 million that he would have owed at that time, but he was unable to find a bond. I don't know if he posted on a social media page or said this out loud. I think it was 30 plus bonds he went through and still could not exactly find one that would offer that. So then it says, I'm sorry, and then, a New York appellate court had given the former president 10 days after a panel of judges had ultimately decided to slash the charges to, again, $175 million, which we are now learning he did find a bond for that. Oh, apologies about that. It says until the lower court intervened to lower the required bond, New York Attorney General Latita James had been poised to initialize efforts uh, to collect the judgment, possibly by seizing some of Trump's properties. So his properties, I know he has that golf course, he has Mar-a-Lago, obviously, a lot of properties that he owns. He has Trump Tower, so many properties that he does own. So that would be key if they were end up taken away. Now, if he does win in the appeals side of things, he would get that money back. But for now, is going to stay without that money, stay without that $175 million, or I guess it's a bond. And to my knowledge of how bonds work is you're going to pay him out monthly. I think is how that would work. You pay an amount monthly for how much they put up for you. So that is interesting. Also, I need to adjust my camera, but I don't think we have a shot to switch to. Hold up, let me check here. Oops, sorry. Hold on. I need to adjust my mic really quickly. Okay, there we go. Give me just a second. I think we're going to go to a live shot in New York City. The Earth Cam from. Excuse me. Okay, let's go to this Earth Cam here. Hold up, y'all. Okay, share that. Let me close this out. I'm doing everything on one computer today. So usually I have one computer over here doing social media and one computer actually doing a live stream. And so I'm doing things a little bit differently today. Let me go to this ABC News story. I also got a notification from ABC News. I want to see what they said. As soon as it loads up, maybe. Actually, let me do something. Since I'm doing everything on this computer. Okay, I'm gonna check Trump Truth Social really quickly to see if he has posted anything new regarding this situation. Let me go ahead and share this window. I'll just share the whole window over here. Let me just go to the EarthCam site. If you want, this is what I'm looking at Truth Social right now for those interested in what I'm doing. And if you're joining us right now, we are joining you with the breaking. This is my name. Okay, hold up. Let me change that really quickly so it does not say my name. I'll just put a lower third in. This includes his co-defendants too. Sorry. Sorry for having to like type on my keyboard. I didn't know how annoying that gets to you guys. Okay, here we go. Take a look now. True Social, last thing he posted was this: Musk may endorse a 2024 candidate in final source details Don Lemon. Okay. Nothing too interesting there. It doesn't appear he said anything about his bond that he put up just earlier today. Let's see if we have any more information in. Any reaction from those on Facebook? It's not even loading. Okay, we'll just go to X. Okay, let me see what X has. Actually, let me pull up a few news stories. And let's go through some of those. Let's go through the AP. Actually, I think I have. Hold up, guys. I have a file somewhere of his civil fraud related doings. Hold up. Okay, that's related. When these files actually come in handy, that's a very rare occasion. This is the Fonnie Willis. That's that case. So it's this blue folder here. Okay, here we go. Here is information. Oh yes, I actually have that ruling right here of them moving it to $175 million. Then I have a few. These stories are a little bit older. They're not like up to date as in the last few seconds. They're just stories. Because apparently, actually, a live stream to do on his actual legal case, and I never ended up doing it. And now here we are, and he's just an update fully on his legal cases, and I never just ended up doing it. And now here we are covering the breaking news out of this case here. Let me scoot the chair up. Okay, I'm gonna go through that ruling here in just a moment. Let me just put this over here. Uh, okay, let me read this AP story. I'll share my screen to you guys. Let's take a look at the AP website there. This is what that camera looks like. I'll much rather a better shot here. Okay. I'm just working to get that pulled up for you guys. Okay, is this an actual shot? So I guess this is not live, it's just pictures. Okay, let me go to somewhere where we can get live. I'm trying to get a live shot for you guys. Into NYC, but it's like picture by picture. Into New York City, just we have something a little relevant to show you guys rather than just my face. Okay. Let's go through and read this. Okay. Donald Trump posted a $175 million bond on Monday in his New York civil fraud case, halting collection of more than $454 million he owes and preventing the state from seizing his assets to satisfy the debt while he appeals. And that is according to a court filing. I don't have that filing in front of my face. Just to be very unbiased and make sure we're not reading anything biased. Let me see if I can pull up that. Oh, let's see if I can pull up that. Hold up. Let me think what to. Let me see if we can find documents to that. Sorry, guys, give me just a second. Let me see if I can find that bond, the actual papers. I think I might have to go to court listener. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to court listener, which is I think it's a free website on is it Judge Ngoron in this case? Let me look up. Let's see if I can find any rulings. Hold on, I'm thinking of how should I look this up? Just see if I can find this on court listener. Okay, I don't know. I'll look at that later. Let's go back to the story from the AP, talking about exactly why we're actually joining you today, which is right now that breaking news out of New York City, which we are again attempting to get a live shot out of it. I don't know what's really going on over there, trying to get a live shot of it, but what we know right now, again, Donald Trump posting a $175 million bond in his New York City civil fraud case after last month in March. Um, it was reduced from what was expected to be about $454 million, I think, to $170 million by a panel of judges in the appellate court. And what they state, you know, let's go back to what Trump said. I don't want to get anyone confused. What Trump said basically was, let's actually, we're going to read that ruling here in just a second. Scatterbrain really quickly. But let's go back to what Trump said. If we go back to, again, what Trump had said, he said that he had contacted 30 plus bond companies, or his team had contacted 30 plus bond companies. And again, they were unable to find one that could put up that amount of money. I mean, $454 million. I mean, imagine how much money you guys have now to how much money that is to your budget. I mean, that's a lot of money. And his team then went in basically to the judge saying, "Oh, we do not have that money. We cannot find a bond." Trying to put up a case that the thing should be lowered. Now, in this whole entire civil fraud case, the plaintiffs, the state of New York, has Attorney General Latifah James has continued to say, he needs to have a bigger fine. That's what the case they put up to Judge Ngoron. He needs to have a bigger fine that keeps him from doing this because, if they just give him a $1 million fine, he'll be able to pay that off. Unlike, some of us other people, who may actually have to get a bond for that. Before we go back to this AP story, I want to read the ruling that I have right here, guys. Can you actually read that? No, it's backwards. Okay. I wish I have a camera over here, but I'm just going to read it off to you. I'll lean back so you can see that I'm reading something. It says, again, this is the ruling by this is actually Susanna Molina Rogers, the clerk of the court, who entered this on March 25th. It says, it is ordered that the motion is granted to the extent of staying enforcement of those portions of the judgment ordering disgorgement to the Attorney General of $464,000,000, $576,230.62, conditioned on defendant's appellant posting within 10 days of the date of this order and undertaking in the amount of $175,000,000. So they change it again from this huge number. I wonder if I can show it to you guys. Can you see that those numbers on the third line there? Those numbers right there. It says $464,000,000, $576,230.62. That is how much that he was expected to owe. It's $454,000,000 is what the all the news and the media was gathering from that. That's what I'd gathered exactly. 454, and then it was 464,000,000. That was the exact amount right there that I just read off to you. But let's go back to this AP story if we can. talk about it for just a moment here. There you go on your screen there. It says, I wonder if I can full screen this. Okay. It says Donald Trump posted a 175 million. I read that. I read the second paragraph. Okay, it says bond Trump is posting with the court now is essentially a placeholder meant to guarantee payment if the judge is upheld. If that happens, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee will have to pay the state the whole sum, which grows with daily interest. So that sum again is. I want to make sure I'm getting this completely correct, but it is $464,000,000, $576,230.62. That is how much Donald Trump owed March 25th. But this is like it's growing in not interest. Interest would not be the word. Interest would mean he's gay. You could say interest. I guess some form of interest. That's and it's coming more and more that he is going to owe. In this case, so something very interesting. Also, there's some other things in the Trump case. I think it's his case. I don't know where his case is. I just know the gag order was extended after he pushed some social media posts talking about the judge's daughter. Basically sending a gag order that had already been issued in another case. So that is that story. It does have a lot more on it. Let me. Until the appeals court intervened to lower the required bond. That happened March 25th was the day that I think he ended up actually owing that lump sum of $464 million. And then it ended up kind of, changing here. It changed that day because I remember it was just before the Attorney General had began to request that money, go out and get that money, and if he didn't have it, well, then what would occur would be what we call, seizing of the property. See, according to I think other news sources and many other news sources, they stated that they were that Latifah James had already begun contacting some of these local sheriffs in New Jersey. I also have all these other stories here from that case. I think I was gonna do a live stream of that. Okay. Breaking it down for you guys. I know we haven't went into much analysis, and I was hoping to do so maybe at a later time, but we are going to jump off the air here. As again, the breaking news we are all following. Donald Trump puts up a $175 million bond, him and his co-defendants, in the civil fraud case, the case that claimed he said he had more money than he did. He lied often about some of his properties, how much they were. So much difference. Actually, let's pull up the exact charges because I do not want to be wrong. I don't want to misinform anyone. Sorry. Okay. Okay, let's see what this verdict is. $355 million verdict. Another story from the AP. AP is a very good reading source, and the C-SPAN is also a very good source to watch unbiased things and listen to. It says, with its financial statements, found Trump liable of 5 of the 6 remaining claims in James's lawsuit, falsifying business records, issuing false financial statements, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and conspiracy to falsify business records. So, that is, can we put this graphic on the screen? Is this an image or let me see if I can blow up this graphic. Oh, okay. Hopefully, does it reset? Please don't. Oh, I knew I was gonna do it. Okay, we'll just have to show you from this angle. Okay, take a look at this graphic on your screen right now. You can tell there, Trump's legal payments that he's going through right now. It says $354 million. I don't know if this is completely up there, but $354 million in the sale of fraud verdict, and then it has $110K contempt fine in NYC or New York civil fraud trial, gag order violation, both in NYC civil fraud trial, $83.3 million in the E. Jean Carroll, and then another one in sexual assault defamation suit of E. Jean Carroll. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. I just want to go into a little more analysis and make sure I wasn't misinforming anyone. I wanted to correct myself on some of the things I'd said earlier on what he was charged for just before I went into this whole little spiel. Okay, that wraps up our coverage right here on Brooklyn News. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to see so much more breaking news coverage and things going on right here around the city of Brooklyn, we also have the eclipse coming up for anyone that is interested in that. I'm still working on if I'm going to be live streaming that, how I'm going to do that. So still working on some of the basic facts. I'm going to be pushing those out on our social media pages as soon as I get them worked around. So as soon as that happens, I'll be going to be live for it all. Okay, that wraps up our coverage. Please consider subscribing or following us on Twitter, subscribing on YouTube, and all of our social media pages. Jackson Mitchell on Facebook, obviously Brooklyn News on YouTube. Jackson MITCHBN on Twitter, and on Instagram, Jackson Mitchell BN. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching our live stream. I am Jackson Mitchell. Catch so much more knowledge on our Twitter pages, our Twitter, our threads. Guys, there are so many ways to get information nowadays. Just have multiple ways. So follow all of our accounts, whether I'm still posting the exact same things on each. Still worth the follow on all of them, of course. All right, I'm Jackson Mitchell. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll have so much more information to get on that solar eclipse, with so much more information on so much more breaking news coverage to come in the future. I'm Jackson Mitchell with Brooklyn News.